Opinions, viewpoints, and beliefs presented on this program do not necessarily reflect those of the management, the affiliates and broadcast partners, or the sponsors. Listener discretion is advised.
Scarefest Radio, the radio you can see.
And hello and good evening, everyone, and welcome to Scarefest TV. I was looking at my dashboard, make sure that who's got muted. That was. Take two.
I'm just trying to be part of the chat. I'm sorry.
Mute it.
I did. It's muted.
Let's see. Okay, everybody. I realize normally we take questions from the chat room. We're going to ask the chat room how long before Adrienne learns she can't leave her audio on when she opens the chat room. Everybody, this is Scarefest TV, October 6th. Last council episode until the Scarefest 2023, Scarefest 15, Scarefest XB. Now, we are going to we'll be taking your questions in the chat room. Nick and Knack here will be telling you what all's gone on in the last 2 weeks. Stuff that I didn't even know about. For the record, there things keep popping up that I'm like, I was in the dark. But and that's fine until people message me in the middle of the night on Facebook and say, hey, what's going on with so-and-so? Okay, so here's the plan. We'll be watching the chat room for your questions. We'll be watching Facebook for your questions. And we know you have a lot of questions. You know how we know this? Because you ask the same questions 12 times a day. In one
12
or another 12. And well, I mean per person. I'm sorry.
I was going to say that's pretty generous.
So anyway, that's where we're at, everybody. We're just trying to get all the information out there we can because that's what we're famous for. We do have an actual, honest to God, celebrity announcement left in the pipeline, and I don't care what they say. There's one more person I know they've been trying to get all year, and if that person was called next Tuesday and say, "Hey, I want to come Scarefest," they drop everything and book her. So anyway, but that being said,
called out.
What can I tell you? I've noticed a pattern. That's all I'm saying. Yeah, there we go. It's already starting. How much is parking? That
was Jake. Ignore
it.
It
don't matter. The answer to that is we don't goddamn know.
Wait.
No, but we've talked about it before, and so
wait.
Go ahead.
We got an email 30 minutes ago confirming how much parking is.
Oh, I haven't read through the parking email.
Well, I was going to say we got a really long email, and parking is going to be $20.
I answered that question correctly. Pat me on the back. Someone asked that this morning, and I said, expect to be in the neighborhood of $20.
Not the 47 that one.
Yeah, I want to know where the hell they've been parking. Somebody in the group today answered that same question saying $47. Which seemed terribly, terribly specific.
Right.
You know, not like, somebody else said $1 million. Yeah, you know they're bullshitting.
Okay, listen, everybody, parking. I go to great detail in presenting a map to everyone on where to go. It's out there. I'll post it again. But if you haven't seen it, go into the fan page, search parking, and it'll pop up. And it basically labels everything downtown. And I mean, you're talking everything is generally, 4 to 5 blocks out, which is doable. But I mean, you're looking at $20 no matter how you slice it, unless you're doing street parking.
Well, and there's a game, there's a volleyball game on Friday night, and there's a volleyball game, I think, on Saturday as well. So we are lucky they're not charging $27, which is what the email said. So
I mean, volleyball is a
I
high
feel-
profile sport.
Yeah, I feel lucky. So I hope that, you all feel the same way.
So we got parking covered. Now, okay, I want to go ahead and write down because someone will say, oh, I just got here. How much is parking? In about 5 minutes. Now,
Okay.
I am going to say, I don't even know who asked it. Someone asked about staff parking. That will be covered Sunday in your staff meeting.
Kristen.
So there. We're not going to cover staff questions tonight because I'm a hard ass.
We'll cover them on Sunday.
We'll cover them on Sunday. Let's see. Okay, this was tossed around. This is one of those things that I had no idea about. What's this stuff about 2 nights of karaoke? Is that still in the dipping toe in the water stage?
I had brought that up because there are a lot of people where we had the not exclusively VIP party last year. So we had a big party that everybody could go to and then the VIP area, because that's all we could do at that venue. The private area wasn't big enough to host the VIP party, so we had to make it open. And now that we have the ability to make the VIP party specifically VIP again, we're doing that, and people feel like we're taking away something, even though last year was the one-off, not the other way around. So we want to try to have a free event also on Saturday night. And because it is last minute, I'm making no promises, but we are trying to arrange a second evening of karaoke.
And I do want to point out, that's one of the things that I've seen pop up a lot is about, if you don't have a VIP ticket. The other things that are going, like the film festival, that is going on into the night, and that is not VIP only. So.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
There's all kinds of stuff that's going on both nights.
So we are still planning stuff for the non-VIPs, but yes, Cheryl, the main lot is $20 per day. Welcome to convention centers. That's pretty much what you've got there. So yeah, so that is something we're looking at. But okay.
Well, I'll remind everybody too, though, that the center has a very specific Uber pickup and drop off. So if you're staying at a hotel that's not downtown and you're coming down, Lexington is one of the towns that has Ubers all night long.
Mm-hmm.
So my advice to you guys is take advantage of it, because if you pay $20 for parking, you're going to pay less than that to get an Uber back and forth, depending on where you're staying at. So there's an Uber drop off on Main Street. It goes right up to the convention center. You can use it for pickups and drop offs. And I'm going to tell you, it's the way to go. That's what I do when I go to conventions. Mm-hmm. And we have a specific area for that.
I am actually going, I never take up for Lexington. I will say that Lexington does have an excellent Uber network. It is.
And the other ones do the Lyft. But there's so many people that do that, with 3 kids and me working and them doing stuff. I even have Ubered my teenagers, and they get there in 5 or 6 minutes, whether it's in the morning, if you're Ubering down to the convention center, there are Ubers running pretty much 24 hours a day in Lexington. It's just, if you're from a town that doesn't use it a lot, here, you can almost always get one, and they're not that expensive.
Not that it has anything to do with the convention. Does Lexington still even have cabs?
No, they don't, because I do this for a profession apart from Scarefest. And all probably, I probably order between 500 to 1,000 Ubers and Lyfts per month for my normal business. And I've never had any issues with getting them, especially in the downtown area. And like I said, the drop-offs down there are really good. And actually Lyft, will give you better prices on a lot of things in Lexington. So FYI.
And sometimes if you wait 15 minutes, it'll drop the price or change a little bit anyway, just depending on the time of day. So, but in advance what it's going to cost.
Elizabeth has a good point there.
And Elizabeth Sloan in the chat room says, when you do order an Uber, be specific on the type of Uber you need, especially if you have a disability. So that is, for country kids like me that don't know the difference, there is more to it sometimes. And Chad asked a question that will be answered at the half-hour mark. At the half-hour mark, Chad. That will be at the half-hour mark.
He's just
Well,
dying
since
to
they're-
cut your shirt up.
Since there is a lull in questions, we can talk about some of the stuff that we talked about earlier this week. Are we going to wait until announcement times for the illusionist changes and stuff like that, or?
No, you can do that now.
Okay, awesome. So anyone that had purchased a ticket to read Masterson's show, Theatrical Deceptions, I have refunded all of the tickets for that show. The show will still be happening, but because of the enormity of ticket sales and traffic that we've gotten on the site and all of the other events and things selling out, we have decided to make that a free event. So anybody that wants to go, that should be hopefully updated on the website tonight. If Brandon will get the schedule updates in there, he will be performing on Saturday at 7 o'clock, and he will be performing on Sunday at 1 o'clock down in the meeting room 5 meeting rooms 2 and 3 and 4, the big panel room on the second floor.
And we've added a West Forsyth one-man show called Nocturnal Admissions.
Okay. Where that came from. And because
I've been on
this
that for a while.
we're actually good next year we're going to just name this a parking episode. Okay, card only for parking. If you park at the center, card only, credit card only. Now,
Everything at the center is card only.
yes, when you get into the convention, everything that is controlled by the center is card only. Eating, what else goes on inside? I don't know.
Parking.
That's outside. Yeah.
Oh, I'm
We
sorry.
covered that.
So everything is card only except for some vendors will take, vendors mostly will all take cash. Some will take card, and the celebrities will take cash. Some of them will take card. So you really have to make sure that you have both, and do not trust that you will be able to pull money out of the ATM, because even though we bring it up as an issue every year, they do not keep the ATM stocked as well as they should. So make sure that you bring cash and you bring a card.
And they are exponentially good at getting it filled when it runs out. So there are 2 ATMs, one on level 1 and one on level 3. And this is just the name of the game. This is the way, if you've never been to a convention, this is the way it works. Cash is king. Cash allows you to bargain with vendors. Cash allows you to do like that. That's what everybody focuses on. Food, parking, concessions, all those things are going to be card only. Everything else, cash is king. Now, again, we've got 2 ATMs on site. There are probably, I think, 3 more within walking distance. So if it's your first con, plan accordingly. I've had to do it several times where I've had to run to an ATM as a con goer, and it's not a fun thing to do.
No.
And I'll just throw in there, Central Bank should just like plaster the entire wall because it's Central Bank Center. Just
Yeah,
saying.
that's kind of been the ongoing argument. Like, yeah, if it's named after a bank, maybe more than 2.
Yep. Okay, I actually had plans on going through a bunch of the common questions on the Facebook group. Someone hurt my feelings tonight, by the way. They said, are there any celebrity announcements? And I said, yes, on Scarefest TV. And they said, when's that?
Well,
So I just
break out the guillotine.
yes, that was hurtful. That was just damned hurtful.
I didn't even know you had any feelings, Wes.
You'd be surprised. I'm a sensitive guy.
I don't
Anyway.
believe that bullshit for
You
one
mark their
second.
name. You mark their name. I can mark them in the system. We scan them in. Give them a D punch.
There you go.
I actually did have this all planned out, everybody. And what's happened is the monitor on there it comes back again. The monitor on my I think the graphics card is going out on my not studio computer, and so I can't see the website or anything except just the common chat.
Okay, we'll build that into budget 2024.
Okay. I'll have to budget it for November, so just keep that in mind. Because it's
Okay,
actually
never mind, we'll budget it for November.
it's actually the one I do my taxes on and email and all that stuff.
Or
Anyway,
just tell the IRS your computer's not working and you can't do your taxes this year. They'll understand.
yeah, they always do. Okay, let's see. Now while it's up, I'm gonna see if it'll let me scroll.
So one of the questions that just came through the chat that I know Wes loves answering, so I'm going to steal it from him, is do we know celebrity autograph and picture prices?
Yes, and
Oh,
we're not telling you.
The short answer is no, we do not. We don't post those before the show for a couple of reasons, but the main reason is they're subject to change. And if we post them and you plan based on what we posted, and then everyone's a different price, we don't want you upset with us. But ballpark, $40 to $60 per autograph and photo, and sometimes you get a discount on a combo if you buy both from the same celebrity.
Right. Okay, listen to this. This is the best advice I can give you as a congoer. Anytime I go to a convention, we can't post those prices unless they are given to us. Otherwise,
Yep.
we are in complete violation. Now, as a congoer for years, what I do is I go in and I search Facebook. And if you search Facebook, fans are extraordinarily good at posting their routine prices that they see.
Yep.
And that's how I pull them off. That's how I plan for my trips. That's how I know what to pay. And it's all just by searching Facebook, because people will post them and they'll be out there. But we can't do it if we're not giving them. Now, once they show up and they post them out, then we can set them out like at the info booth and things like that. But we don't know a lot of the times beforehand. Use your Googler.
I was going to say, you just stopped abruptly. I didn't know if you were just like
Okay.
frozen.
Let's while everybody now, let's get some questions going in the chat room. We're going to have a quick commercial break. We'll be writing these down while we're breaking.
Breaking stuff.
Yeah, there you go.
Horror, movie, fans, 4, life, on Facebook, find us. 4 watch parties, 4 news, 4 memes, 4 friends, 4 life, horror movie fans for life. Join us.
And welcome back, everybody, to Scarefest TV. And Brandon, thanks for just taking too long, apparently, tonight. Anyway. Okay, ticket booth. Somebody asked about picking up their passes. Let's try to get into that, into the weeds on that, because there's different times and all that. Adrian, you have all that memorized.
I do. So the ticket booth is going to be open on Thursday from noon to 5 p.m. Any type of ticket holder is welcome to come and pick up their tickets during that time. Doesn't matter if you are a VIP, weekend plus pass, day pass, doesn't matter. Anybody can come and get any day band or lanyard or swag bag if you have one. We will be opening 3 hours before early entry on Friday. So we're going to be opening at noon on Friday, and the ticket office will be open all the way up until we close the doors on Friday. So if you happen to get in town and you have a Saturday ticket and you want to swing by at 8 o'clock on Friday and pick it up, come on in and do that. You'll have your band and be ready to go the next day. And then Saturday and Sunday, we will be opening the ticket office 1 hour before early entry, which is at 9 a.m.
And something that has been asked, I want to throw out there: if you get in like after hours, you don't want to come to the con Friday and you have a Saturday pass. Yes, you can go ahead and check in and get your wristband on Friday for Saturday or Saturday for Sunday or whatever.
Yep.
So that is something, yes, that once the ticket booth's open, you can show up with your little scanny thing on your phone. And yes, absolutely. You had your hand raised, Brandon?
Yeah, and we talked about this in the fans page. And so I released an image of what the front doors are going to look like. And so you've got, sets of doors there. I labeled it out pretty clearly. The far right's going to be general admission. That's where you go to have your day, like general admission tickets scanned. That's Friday day pass, Saturday day pass.
This is what the doors will look like. I know it's small, so you all can't read it, but this is what he's talking about. There will be
so there's 12 doors, and that's basically what it's going to look like. So if you come in early, you can get your tickets. So like, let's say you come in Thursday, you get scanned. You've got your badge or your wristband, depending on your ticket. Then when you come back in on Friday or Saturday, you just go through the reentry doors.
Yep.
Easy peasy. If you have not scanned your ticket and you show up on Friday and Saturday, then you must stand in the general admission line, which is going to be the four doors on the right. Now, if you're a VIP or a Weekend Plus pass holder and you miss the early check-in, just go through reentry. When you walk through reentry, about 10 foot, you're going to see a line that's marked VIP Weekend Plus pass. And you're going to walk right down that, and there'll be a kiosk at the end of it that will give you all your stuff, and you'll be set. And once you have your badge or wristband, just go through reentry. That's all there is to it.
Another quick question before I lose it. Someone asked if they could come on Friday, if they can get in that early. You can get to the ticket office that early on Friday. The doors do not open for general admission until 4 o'clock on Friday. Weekend Plus Pass and VIP can get in at 3. The next question that I see it's a really big one. Can you all review the picture/video policy for the celebrity area? Once you get up as next in line to meet the celebrity, can you take a photo of them right before or while they're signing your item? Would this likely be up to each celeb if you could do so? So
that's a good point.
Yeah.
The answer is yes, it is left up to the celebrity.
Yes. Well, I will say in general, we do not like to ever see phones or cameras out on Stars Row in general, unless you are at a celebrity booth interacting with that celebrity. And the best thing to do is before they sign your item is to say, hey, would you mind if I take a photo of you signing my item? And then if you want to take a photo with them, that's typically an extra charge or a combo price if you purchase that with an autograph. But yes, please ask, because it is always an issue every year. When my own dad was trying to take a picture of me on Stars Row last year, and one of our security got up in front of his camera and was like, you can't be taking pictures. And he was like, we're just taking a picture of my daughter, Adrian, right over there. And they were like, yeah, right. So, I mean, they're pretty serious about it. And we have to be, because that's one of our jobs as the show is, to make sure that we enforce that policy of, not having people take candid photos of the guests.
Yeah, okay. Everybody gets kind of about that sometimes. And that's not, that's something that we're asked to do and that we have to obligate.
Yes. Yeah. It's not just out of our own. That is something that is expected of us, as the promoters, to make sure that we're doing our best to keep those photos to a minimum. A lot of people don't like their picture being taken when they're not ready for it. I especially, can understand that. And the year that I was Robert England's handler, and you're not allowed to take photos, obviously, and he didn't allow table photos. And the amount of times I've seen myself posted in our own group from people who were sneaking and taking photos when they weren't supposed to be able to is very high, uncomfortably high. So please do not do that.
Yeah. Now, this one is one I don't even know what the question refers to. Is the final girls print added to
platinum.
Gold or just platinum?
Just platinum.
Just platinum. There you go.
So there are 2 ways to get, there are 3 ways to get that print. 1, if you're a platinum ticket holder, you'll already have it in your bag. 2, the first 50 people to attend the final girls panel will get that poster. If you already have one, you don't want another one, tell them, and maybe the 51st person will get one. And the third way you can get it is going to Jason Shepard's booth. I can't remember his booth number off the top of my head, but it's Jason Shepard Artworks. He is the one who created that poster for us.
Now, someone did
And they're
ask a
all
little
sitting
while
next
ago.
door, and they're pretty awesome. And I'm not going to take one out, so they will all be there.
Oops.
I'm trying. Like it's hard. He's done an excellent job on it. Like it's probably one of my favorite prints from this year.
Okay, someone did ask a while ago if we were doing any special line building like we had to do for Robert England last year. The only thing that we're planning on is some of the bigger lines. If we see that we've gone over the number of people this person can humanly sign, we're going to do like every other con and have a line cut off. But we are going to have some type of initialed card, numbered card, whatever it is, that if we knock you out of line after the cutoff, if something happens and that line was to reopen, that card will get you back in line in the same place you were in.
That's what we were discussing last night. So we will do our best to try to do that. And it would only be for 1 or 2 celebrities, guys, because it is a lot for us to try to keep up with.
But
and everybody should understand that, like the system that we had, a lot of people that came last year, that system was carefully planned out and orchestrated
for months.
Because of the celebrity signing times.
Yeah.
And so we have to take that in consideration. Otherwise, people will be in line all weekend. And that's just a fact.
Yeah.
This year, we don't perceive that to be an issue. But if we do, I mean, we may have to make adjustments on the spot, but nothing like that. So just keep in mind, that was a one-time kind of deal that needs to be done because of the circumstances.
And we did it so well, it was copied by other conventions. Someone did ask, okay, can we bring good cameras? Yeah, you can bring whatever you can bring the $3,000 movie camera if you want to. Thing is, you can't use it on Stars Row unless you're actually paying someone to use it.
Adrian, can I show you what I just got picked up today?
Yeah. Oh, awesome.
These are the posters.
Move over just a little bit more so I can see. Yeah, there you go. That's awesome.
That one's my baby.
And that's the main. And then this one. So
awesome.
I'm trying to show you guys that. I'm leaving.
Okay.
I'm curious about weekend passes. If I get my tickets at noon on Friday, do I still need to get into the general admission or re-entry? If you have a band or a lanyard, if you have already picked up your tickets, you will not have to go back to the ticket booth. You will go in the re-entry doors.
Okay, please, everyone listen. VIPs get lanyards and badges. Weekend pass holders get lanyards and badges. Weekend plus passes get lanyards and badges. Regular day passes will get wristbands. If you have those credentials, do not get in general admission. Go through re-entry. General admission, like those lines for the far right, like set of 4 doors, are for people that have not scanned their ticket. If you have scanned your ticket and gotten your credentials, there's no need to stand in line. You just walk in.
Someone was asking a volunteer question, and we will take all of our staffing and volunteer questions at the meeting that we have coming up on Sunday. So if you are a volunteer, please, if you have questions, we have the staff page. You can post those in or ask them on Sunday. This is just for the attendees tonight, please. The next question was the photo op schedule. When is the photo op schedule going to be
God,
released?
please come up with some fake number to give them.
No. The photo ops, I will say this, the photo op schedule will be released at least by the 18th of October.
Fair enough.
In all reality, I just talked to Celeb Photo Ops last night, and one of the things that I'd like everyone to understand, because they are such a phenomenal company and they're so good at their jobs, they stay very busy. they are working 5 shows this weekend. So they're stretched very thin. And it's scheduling is a lot, especially with a show our size. So when we stop adding guests and we stop adding photo ops, they can make our schedule. So fingers crossed, after the guest announcement and photo ops added tonight, we'll be done and they can make the schedule for y'all.
Yeah, I'm to blame for that one. You can just throw that one at me.
Someone did ask a while ago, can they bring out other stuff to get signed? Yes, you can bring damn near anything, including last year somebody brought an actual car door. So yep. The sky's the limit on what we have. None of our celebrities have indicated they will not sign anything.
There are vendors questions also being asked, guys. There have been vendor emails that have gone out, and she will be hosting a Q&A specifically for you all. So again, vendors, you have your Q&A coming up. If it's, like a general attendee style question, but if it is a vendor specific question, you can always email vendors@thescarefest.com. You can attend Rachel's Q&A that is coming up, but please hold those questions tonight. Let's see.
Do we have any guidelines on the when the shuttles will be running at Clarion? Someone asked that a while ago.
So the shuttle schedule is not going to be a specific timetable because of traffic flow and things like that. It is going to run every 15 to 30 minutes.
I think they were more interested in how early it will start running on each day.
Okay. On Friday, prior to the show, we don't know if we're going to be able to have the shuttles before the show opens on Friday because our transport company does their Monday through Friday jobs. So we are hoping to have them starting Friday evening as the con is closing. And then we will have them Saturday. They will probably start running about 8:30. So if you want to, get there earlier, then go ahead and Uber down and you can take the shuttle back during the day. And same goes for Sunday, about 8:30. Also, please note that the shuttles will stop running at midnight because they have to sleep and they have to eat and things like that. So midnight to 8 a.m., we will not be running shuttles Friday into Saturday or Saturday into Sunday. So if you plan on being out later or earlier than midnight or 8 a.m., please make arrangements for that.
Guest speakers, yes, you have to check in because you need a damn badge to get in the building. Just throwing that out there. Speakers go through VIP check-in, don't they?
So yeah, so anybody that's not general admission, so media, VIP, Weekend Plus, speakers, you'll go through the re-entry door and follow those signs, and they will take you to your kiosk to get your credentials.
Well, most of the celebrities will be there on Sunday. There are now, in full disclosure, and we don't have all this, I'm sure, whittled out yet. We announce it through the day. It's not so much who won't be there, it's who will have to leave early because they do start flying out Sunday afternoon.
Right.
So
right now we only have 4 celebrities that are flying out before the con closes on Sunday. 4 out of 84. So that's pretty good considering the flights are crap this time of year. To reiterate, you can pick up your tickets anytime between noon and 5 p.m. on Thursday and starting at noon on Friday until the con closes. So anyone that's already purchased a ticket, that question just came up again. And I think somehow, maybe on the banner on the website, Brandon, we should put ticket office hours because that is the number one question we're getting right now. Noon to 5 on Thursday for anyone that's already in town, and noon on Friday.
All right, they're getting impatient, so we're going to go to our commercial break. Everybody, first we're going to talk about one of our sponsoring vendors, JP's Horror Collection. JP's Horror Collection, that is jpshorror.com. Small family-run business, loves horror movies. JP's Horror started as JP's Bears. Remember that? Hey, JP's Bears.
His background is green, so it's not showing up.
It doesn't show up on your screen, but I'm willing to bet on Facebook it shows up better.
Oh, okay. Sorry, guys. Oh, it does. It does.
Yeah. It's almost like I've done this before.
Magic.
Anyway, no, there's some glitch that my green screen is making that do that. Oh, goody, and my website went down. JPS Horror Collection JPS Horror Collection, jpshorror.com. They got a lot of neat stuff. You go in, they have their merchandise sorted by movie franchise. If you want Beetlejuice merchandise, they have that in their menu. You can get home decor, Baphomet home decor, which this creeps me the fuck out. But anyway, Egyptian, fortune telling, gargoyle. They have kitchenware. So check them out online. Of course, they will be at the Scarefest. And I can't do my celebrity announcement because Brandon has left, and I was going to let him do it. Oh, well.
No, I'm
there he is. There he is. There he is. Okay, Brandon, are you ready?
Fridge. I'm as ready as I'll ever be. All right. So, guys, J. Trevor Ed, and I just want to put this in context. I've been wanting to do this all year since we announced Melinda Clark. So, JT Edmond, probably best known as far as like your Return of the Living Dead folks from part 3. Now, him and Melinda have not been in a room together since they filmed Return of the Living Dead 3. This is the first time. I've only known him to do one convention, and it was on the West Coast here recently. But I've not seen him do anything on the East Coast. And definitely him and Melinda together for Return of the Living Dead 3, which, if you're a Return of the Living Dead fan, the way I rank them is 1 is the best, followed by 3, then 2. No offense, it's just the way I roll. But Return of the Living Dead 3 was my second go-to. And to have those two together, I've been wanting to do this all year long. And we finally got in contact with him, and he's willing to come out. We've got it all solid. And I think it's going to be great, especially to have like something that has not been done before. It's going to be the first place it's done. And yeah, I'm excited. Now, he's also been in Pumpkinhead 2. I mean, he's got a large list of credits, but now horror fans are going to know him for Return of the Living Dead 3, obviously, Pumpkinhead 2, and Lord of the Illusions, which was a Clive Barker movie, back in the 90s. And all 3 are rock solid horror credentials, and I'm excited. So I'm kind of fanning out over it. This is one of those things where, we try to go and try to find folks that haven't been to shows or aren't doing a lot of shows or do something unique, and this is it. On top of everything else we've done, but this one you're not going to see everywhere.
Okay. On with the announcements now. Central Kentucky Mystical Market. Jump all the way ahead to November 4th and 5th. Next market is on November 4th and 5th. Clarion Hotel, Newtown Pike. Lexington's premier monthly psychic holistic event. So just find them on Facebook, Central Kentucky Mystical Market, or go to their website, centralkymysticalmarket.com. And yes, I am still going to do the Sleepaway Camp cosplay. I'm not cutting that shirt off unless I get 19 more people. Chad, you asked how we were coming. We're at 31 subscribers to the Patreon channel. I need 19 more if I'm going to ruin my $25 shirt, whatever it was. And it's Camp Arawak. It's not some shitty sleepaway camp. It's Camp Arawak. It's authentic. And if I get 50 subscribers, I'll do that. But if I get 100, Terrence Muncie will paint a tramp stamp on my back while I do it. Patreon.com/ScarefestRadio. It's my recovery blog. It talks about all the training and health stuff that I'm gone through since I had my heart attack. Incidentally, my kidney doctor said my urine sample was boring. Oh. Anyway, while we're on the topic here, I'll be running another 5K November 18th. Yes, I smoked for 41 years, and I'm just rubbing your all's noses in it. Southern Lights stroll out to the Kentucky Horse Park. Jake Godbold is sponsoring me in that. Thank you, Jake. And isn't that just a lovely photo that he gave me to put on the banner? But the Southern Lights stroll, I am actually going to run another 5K because I can. So there. Now back to the chat room.
So, a couple of people, worst hint ever. I don't know who said that, But actually, it was a really clever hint because they were trolling me during my live the other night, trying to get a hint out of me. And they were like, what about half a hint? What about a third of a hint? Well, I can't quantify a person into 3 pieces. So I was thinking, okay, I need a date. And the date of the movie that he starred in that we're bringing him for, specifically Return of the Living Dead 3, was made in 1993. 1/3 of that number is 664.3. That is your 1/3 of a hint.
So basically,
oh, go ahead. The only other dude out there in that movie is Kent McCord, and yeah. So I think this is the first. I love doing first time reunions. As a fanboy, I'm completely stoked about this one, and I could sit here and talk about it for an hour, but I'm going to shut up. Go ahead.
I was just saying that's kind of like if you couldn't get that hint, you'll never survive in an escape room. That was that level of hint. It's a puzzle. Anyway, somebody asked about JSA. Yes, JSA is scheduled to be there. Should be on the map by now. Are they on the map now?
They are. They're over in the 700s next to Stars Row by Photo Ops.
So there you go. On Thursday, when I go to get my VIP stuff, I can use the right side doors. Right? I remember it's reentry on Friday. You can use whatever doors are labeled. I don't want to get into right and left because it's all.
So we'll call before hours. What we'll probably end up doing is propping up the doors that are going to be open, because obviously it's not during show hours, so
yeah,
doors are arbitrary. So we'll prop open whatever doors are going to be open, probably the final 2 on the end, and then folks just walk in whatever doors propped open. You'll see us there. It'll be pretty straightforward.
Yes.
Okay, people, I was expecting more questions, and I don't know what I'm missing.
God, I was too expecting it. Like looking at the fans page, like I mean, it's pretty hardcore.
No, they're gonna wait. They're gonna wait until we're off of here and start posting comments and questions and messages.
Let me check my Facebook messages.
Signals. Yeah, right. Okay.
It's gonna be individual Zooms before it's all said and done. Like we're gonna have to individually Zoom 20,000 people.
Yeah. Let's see. 2 weeks. Shut up, Joe.
Oh, was Joe asking questions?
No, he said 2 weeks.
Oh God. 7 days.
Hush.
See. Here, I've got one I'm going to throw out to all the agents out there. Facebook messages are not the best way to get your client booked to the Scarefest this year or next year, because the peons that answer Facebook messages barely know the ticketing answers. They do not know how to book your client. I'm just going to
Don't call me a peon.
Let's see.
I'm a shaker.
I'm going through Facebook messages, and the second one was how much is parking.
Did you mail those tickets?
Do what?
Did you mail those tickets?
Mail what tickets? Oh! Funny story while we're waiting for the chat room to catch up. Someone messaged today, and I hope they're not in the chat room because I ain't calling y'all out. Apparently they purchased tickets, and they messaged me to find out if I could mail them a copy. They emailed me to ask me if I could mail them a copy. Think about that when you go to bed tonight.
Heck yeah.
I thought about doing it for like $20 service fee. Let's see. Photo op schedule we've covered. Okay, for Scarefit Wandering Rat Without a Clue. Hey, you can be a volunteer next year. Okay. The film okay, somebody asked about the film festival. I am going to brag on the film festival. The way the films we had the quality of the submissions were probably average for us, but I'm going to tell you, the way we scored them this year, every judge that watched a film had to like the film for it to make the schedule this year. Okay? One exception, and that one is I'm not going to call it out. I'm just going to say there was one exception. But the problem with it, honestly, was some of us were uncomfortable with the amount of nudity in it. Otherwise, perfectly fine horror film that what's the? It's got a lot of naked and a lot of killing in it. There's a word for it. It's Grindhouse. That's it. Grindhouse. You all will love it. Anyway, but yeah, the films this year are just off the hook. Quality wise, I am proud of this year's film festival, and yes, everyone in the chat room, it is open to anybody with a ticket. You walk in, once it starts, you don't have to be VIP. It is included with general admission, and we're doing our best. We've left extra time so that when you watch a film, many of the directors and actors are showing up to do Q&As after the film. We're really trying to put together a great world-class film festival.
And Wes has done an excellent job with that. I threw in one audible at the end, and I'll take that one.
Actually, you threw in two, but fortunately enough, judges liked it. Otherwise, that was Okay,
Terrence, girls, you're welcome.
Bloody Sledgehammers. When you get them, can you go? Yeah, you can go straight and get in line to get them signed.
No, the sledgehammers won't count as line skips. There are several people getting the sledgehammers, but I don't think that like it's a line skip item, if that makes sense.
But it would be a hell of a show to have y'all just fight it out with sledgehammers on the floor.
Fair enough.
Although my daughter has been running around with my sledgehammer for about a week now, and it's been hilarious.
That's awesome.
We had a sledgehammer fight the other day.
Someone asked earlier what to expect in the VIP party. If you answered that, I missed it. We didn't answer that. I did not see that question. I apologize. The VIP party, the beginning of the party is going to be our costume contest finalists. So we will have that going on at the start of the VIP party, and then we will have a DJ playing music, and we will be doing giveaways throughout the party. And also there's a cash bar. So come chill, listen to music, have a drink. A lot of the celebrities will be stopping in. Some of them, hang out all night. Some of them just come in because they're exhausted from all day signing, and they only stay about an hour.
And the really good ones come in after I go to bed. That's been the way it has happened for the last 10 years.
That's true, too. They'll go to dinner and then show up late, so.
I'm excited that it's on site, and I may actually get to go to it this year.
Yep, that's true. We were talking about that the other night. The fact that, we might actually get to go down and, hang out with people at the VIP party this year.
Okay, sounds involved. If two people that are together both have VIP skips, do they both have to use a skip line or just one of them?
It depends, I guess, on are they both getting autographs?
Yeah.
Yeah, then you would both need to use a line skip, yes.
Yeah. So, we have no rule against your wife standing next to you in line. But if you get to the front of the line, use a line skip, and then you both try to get an autograph and a selfie, we will not defend you from the other people in the line.
Yeah.
How's that to
At that point, it turns into Thunderdome.
Exactly.
And they have sledgehammers this year. Okay, let's do a last commercial break real quick. Spirit Mechanics, spiritmechanics.com, Spirit Mechanics with an X.com. And they have a brick and mortar store now, 1018 East New Circle Road, right in Lexington. The Spirit Mechanics, longtime supporter of Scarefest TV, of the Scarefest itself, and yes, they will be there as a vendor at Scarefest. The Missing Element Shop, the one-stop shop for Spirit Mechanics, and Stephen's Healing Vibrations. You can get metaphysical supplies offering books, divination, ultra supplies, tarot, and oracle decks, handmade glassware and spirit boards, vibrational sound healings by Stephen's Healing Vibrations. That's where he takes tuning forks, singing bowls, things that make noise, basically, vibrational healing. And don't call bullshit on it, people. I'm telling you, it's really neat. And I've had some good luck with it. So check them out online, spiritmechanics.com, or visit them at 1018 East New Circle Road, the Missing Elements Shop. I'm sorry.
Hey, Scarefest, this is Joe Lewis of Bonehead Weekly with another review, and this week is a Hulu
The reason we're
exclusive.
postponing Joe's movie review is apparently he absolutely either loved this movie or hated it. I didn't watch it all the way through. He has a 7-minute movie review tonight.
Oh my!
So we're going to tag that on the end of the show.
Criminal charges.
He's going to be fired.
So at the end of the show,
Way
his
too long.
his movie review will be on. But I decided to put that off for a moment.
Yeah.
Okay, at the
Yeah.
VIP party, I hear you can ask a celebrity for a picture. No, you can't. No. There. That's the answer to it. VIP party, they come down to have a drink and to mingle. Now, if they like you, they might say, "Hey, you want a picture?" But if you go around asking them for photos, you might security might ask you to leave. It's that bad.
Right. Think of it like just be respectful. Like, you know, and I've gone to VIP parties for years now. And it's just one of those things where if during the convention floor is the time to do like autographs and pictures and things like that. VIP party is a chance to have a conversation.
Yep.
In a social setting. It's not the time for all that. So just be respectful of that. And that's the general rule of thumb.
You know where that rule comes from, right?
Mhm.
It means you can be your wife with the stick.
Should have been the rule of the wrist.
Oh, Boondock Saints reference.
Okay, is there a list?
Can't do very much damage with that, now can you?
Should have been the rule of the wrist.
Okay, is there a list of celebs who you cannot use a line skip on? No, there is not a list because there are no celebs I know of that you actually cannot use a line skip on.
Not
Because
this
once
year.
again,
Last year we couldn't
yep.
do it on Robert England's because of the specific line building that we did, but this year line skips are fine.
Yes.
Yeah,
But
that's one
also-
thing everybody's going to have to hold in. Like everybody's going to have to realize that a lot of the things that we did last year, as far as like the rules of lineup and line skips and things like that, were very, very specific to the situation. Otherwise, it'll be clearly announced and defined.
Mm-hmm.
Last year was special circumstance.
And you've got and you got to understand, everybody, those special circumstances were designed because everybody hated the way it had been done in the past, both by us and by other conventions. Nobody was happy. I mean, there were like, he was sounding like, what, 10, 15 people's autographs. They were happy. Everybody else was mad when they left the cons.
No, and we spent, hours on it. I mean, we traveled all around, like checking that stuff out. And Adrian came up with the best system in the entire United States.
That's true. Maybe the world.
Maybe.
But the Japanese probably did it better. I don't know. I haven't been to a show in Japan before, but you know, we did okay for Americans, I guess.
Where were the maximum overdrive head before? Before I answer that, I'm even going to answer this. Go to scarefestweekend.com. There is a map link. It takes you to the vendor floor. From that, especially on a desktop, you can just find the vendor by name, and it will tell you what booth they're in.
And and Rachel and I have worked painstakingly on that. Adrian as well. And it's
I wasn't. I was being the pain. I was the one staking
no,
the
no,
pain.
no,
I was
no,
really helping.
no, that's not true. But if you can get to it under map, you can get to it from the vendor's link on the main page.
Mm-hmm.
And trust me, that map is your best friend.
It is. And guys, when you pull that up, because we're talking about it, I haven't made an official post, but Chris Harris, who is not in the chat tonight, I'm gonna have to message him. Where's Chris Harris? Anyway, Chris, Rachel and I told Brandon when we are working on the celebrity placement. If it is still a rough draft and we're not 100% certain, we have to take the map off the website because people are watching it like a hawk. And Brandon's like, it'll be fine. Before we even woke up the next morning, Chris had already made a post about it in the fan page and linked it and was like, hey guys, the celeb booths are placed. And I'm like, no, that's not final. They're tentatively placed. So please keep in mind with the map, that is subject to change. Always up until literally Sunday afternoon, we could move stuff around. So that is about as close as we're going to be right now, but it is always subject to change. So you can go down to the bottom and you can check out the celebrity booths are going to be these booths here in red in the back corner. And you can click on one and it will show you, well, it's going to be up here. Like this one here. Oh, Brian Bremer. So, you know, you can just click on random booth and it'll tell you which celeb is in it. Tentatively.
All right. Now,
I will say,
go ahead,
fans
Brian.
have, yeah, like I just want to say, like, as soon as we make adjustments on something, it's not something until the last couple of years that we've had to worry about. But like, you guys are really amazing at like catching on things and watching, and like it just shows the level of interest that is there and the work that we've put in. I mean, you guys, I think like we take that as a compliment because, you know, 5 or 6 years ago, we could make an adjustment on the floor and maybe get like a text message here and there. Yeah. But now, I mean, given everything that we've done over the course of the last few years, I take it as a compliment. Like if we make a change on the website, somebody is messaging or catching it like as soon as we do it. And so I just want to thank you for that.
I got, when Rachel had to move a vendor yesterday, and I got 4 emails to the info booth like, hey, this booth is open. Hey, can I buy this booth? This booth is open, but it's not letting me purchase it. And I was like, yeah, I mean, it's a vendor booth that's already been sold. She just had to like update what was on there. There was a question in here. This one is for Brandon. It says, any hints on what we are going to see when we enter this year? We had Walking Dead, Stranger Things, and a set of killer clowns. How are you going to top?
Yeah. So we've elaborated our killer clown setup for this year. You'll just have to wait till you see it. I'm excited about it. Because I mean, last year, like it was just Shorty kind of sitting over in the corner, and that was fine and dandy. But this year, I was like, we really need to build on that. So we're gonna have some like probably a Slim, Shorty, some cotton candy and some guns laid out there. Not guns, but you guys know what I'm talking about if you've seen the movie. We're gonna have the Walking Dead fence and doors and like all that good stuff. And then we've added quite a few set pieces and props that we're gonna roll out this year. And Adam and JW and those guys are working. Like a lot of folks are working diligently on bringing back the original entry piece. If you guys remember that. Now I can't promise that it's going to be done. They've told me it's going to be done, and we're putting a lot of work into it. So if you guys remember the old set piece when you walked in the door, Adam and them are working furiously to try and get that back up to snuff. And so I really want to give those guys a heads up. We all got a little teary-eyed at the prospect of bringing it back this year.
Some of us, it was tears of stress. Tears of anger.
If you've ever watched that thing be erected, I guess is the word.
Oh, like the time that we set it up in the old office downtown.
Oh yeah.
The ductwork down.
I never had watched that thing be set up until we set it up in the office. And I mean, the office had like 20-foot clearance.
Yeah.
And we were hitting air ducts, and it took like 10 people to get it up.
It makes me cringe.
I really need to watch my nomenclature here, I think.
Yeah. Well,
So-
let me cut to another question real quick while you're figuring out how to word what you want to say in an age appropriate way. Someone asked if the Stranger Things set was coming back.
Oh,
It's kind okay. So we've debated this, and yes, it is coming back down.
All right.
will we get it set up and have floor space? I don't know.
If
Who knows?
yeah, where we're going to set it at is still a conundrum right now, because we've brought in, I don't know if you guys have noticed or not, but we've brought in a bunch of stuff.
Yes.
And so
Another question was is the table with the head, the what is the shrine from Friday 2, is that going to be in the final girls photo op? The answer is no. That is its own separate prop photo op, and it is available for a photo op, but it is not for the final girls group. And
don't want to put your head in the table. We have a spare head.
Yes. Brandon, did you buy a slim animatronic?
Yes.
To the killer. Yes. Okay.
Okay, I do.
You guys already talk about the photo ops that are going to offer prop sets.
No, do you want to do Bonehead, and then we can come back after for people that don't want to stay and talk?
There you
less?
go. Yeah, there you go. That'll give you all a reason to watch Bonehead. Let's load Bonehead up.
Because nobody would watch Joe Lewis if it wasn't for us being here after.
Okay, we'll be back after Joe Lewis's movie review.
Hey, Scarefest, this is Joe Lewis of Bonehead Weekly with another review, and this week is a Hulu exclusive made by 20th Century Fox Studios. When I read about this movie, actually it just dropped on Hulu if you have Hulu. When I read about this movie, I thought, oh my goodness, this is it's a throwback to an old Twilight Zone that some of you won't remember, but some of you older ones will, where there's a lady in a cabin and she's being attacked by little aliens and there's no dialogue. I was curious when I was reading the interview with the director about it. He don't remember mentioning it, but it's really a throwback to that. And the movie I am talking about is No One Will Save You. It's 2023's No One Will Save You, starring Caitlin Dever. And basically what it's about is Caitlin Dever plays a lady named Bryn. And she doesn't talk. She's living by herself. She's somehow or another living in her family home that she grew up in, we're assuming, because there's no dialogue. There's only 2 or 3 words spoken through the whole movie. So this is going to be tough for some of you. And she, one day, as we're going through her life, that night she goes to bed and we hear noises. And she's awakened and she goes down to find that there's aliens in her house. Basically, she's an exile. No one's talking to her. She's a homebody. There's no one for her to talk to, and aliens are attacking. Now, if that sounds cool to you, then you're going to like the movie. If you think, oh my goodness, I can't do 90 minutes with no one talking, then you're not going to like this movie. So it's different, so I enjoyed it. And I was wondering who made it, and the director and the writer is a guy named Brian Duffield. And Brian Duffield, not a lot of movies he's directed, just 2 as I can find, but he did write a couple movies I loved, like Love and Monsters. He wrote the story for Underwater, which is one of the most criminally underrated films in the last 10 years. And The Babysitter, which I enjoy. It's a ridiculous movie. So no wonder I enjoyed it. Now, is it perfect? Is it fantastic? Is it the best thing I've seen? It's not even the best thing I've seen on Hulu. Hulu had another alien invasion movie drop last year that I liked better than this one, which you can look up the review before. However, Caitlin, the actress, pulls this together and makes it work. It is very compelling. And I don't know that you necessarily are going to see, and as the story unfolds, we're going to see where it's going, because as the story unfolds, it does take some twists and turns, and you do find out why no one is talking to her. And you get the town's not awfully, and this doesn't really end well for a lot of people. I just don't want to talk about a lot of it because I don't want to give a lot of it away, but if you like aliens, specifically if you like alien abduction films, and what I do like about it, other than no dialogue, is that you see the aliens and you see them fairly quick. So, and she's pretty smart and she makes a lot of good decisions. And when she tries, it's good. It's good. It's good. No One Will Save You. It's on Hulu right now. It's only about 90 minutes. So it's the perfect amount. It's not scary. It's more of it's listed as a thriller, which is just a euphemism for horror, but if you like alien abductions, it's not bloody, and it's just really well made. I actually really enjoyed it. It's not perfect. I'm glad I watched it on Hulu early in the morning, because if I'd have paid ticket money, I mean, like, but for Hulu, fantastic. So check out No One Will Save You on Hulu. I liked it. This has been Joe Lewis of Bonehead Weekly. Hey, Scarefest, this is Joe Lewis of Bonehead Weekly with another review, and this week is a Hulu exclusive made by 20th Century Fox Studios. And when I read about this movie, actually it just dropped on Hulu if you have Hulu. When I read about this movie, I thought, oh my goodness, this is it's a throwback to an old Twilight Zone that some of you won't remember, but some of you older ones will, where there's a lady in a cabin and she's being attacked by little aliens and there's no dialogue. I was curious when I was reading the interview with the director about it. He don't remember mentioning it, but it's really a throwback to that. And the movie I am talking about is No One Will Save You. It's 2023's No One Will Save You, starring Caitlin Dever. And basically what it's about is Caitlin Dever plays a lady named Bryn, and she doesn't talk. She's living by herself. She's somehow or another living in her family home that she grew up in, we're assuming, because there's no dialogue. There's only 2 or 3 words spoken through the whole movie, so this is going to be tough for some of you. And she, one day, as we're going through her life, that night she goes to bed and we hear noises, and she's awakened and she goes down to find that there's aliens in her house. Basically, she's an exile. No one's talking to her. She's a homebody. There's no one for her to talk to, and aliens are attacking. Now, if that sounds cool to you, then you're going to like the movie. If you think, oh my goodness, I can't do 90 minutes with no one talking, then you're not going to like this movie. So it's different, so I enjoyed it. And I was wondering who made it, and the director and the writer is a guy named Brian Duffield. And Brian Duffield, not a lot of movies he's directed, just 2 as I can find.
So that explains why the movie review is so long. And I don't watch we were already thinking, we could just watch the movie and be done with it. Anyway, okay. Clean that up in post, I guess.
Brandon.
Yeah.
She sent me a picture back, and it's a little heart over her eye.
Okay,
Sorry.
While we were away, it was asked, how big is the Film Fest room in the big screen? I don't remember the exact dimensions on the screen. I'm thinking that would make it, based on what they told me, it would be roughly 16 foot wide, 9 foot tall. I know, or it might be 10 foot tall. It seems to me the number 10 was in there somewhere. So, it holds about 200 people, though. The film festival room is about 200 people large. And now, why this had suddenly become the hot topic in the Scarefest chat fan group, I do not know. Why did everybody get hungry today and start worrying about where they would get to eat? I can say honestly, in the history of the Scarefest, not a single person has starved to death on the convention floor. We have not had anybody die of starvation.
That's true.
That's being said, although I almost did die of thirst last year.
That's also true.
But that was like 11 o'clock on Sunday. Now, tell them where they will be able to find food to eat based on our current status with the convention center.
Okay, so without pulling up the map, I will try to give you the best visual I can. When you walk in the entry doors, almost straight back from where you walk in, there will be a grab and go station there. And that'll have like sandwiches, chips, drinks, things like that. And then on the back of the floor, so when you walk in and you look to the right, Photo Ops is in the back right corner. There will be a bar next to Photo Ops. They'll serve alcoholic and non-alcoholic drinks. And then on the second floor, when you go through the spine and down the steps, escalator, or elevator, you come out at the same place. Club B will be where our food court is. There will be 4 different concession stands in there. If you were at Scarefest last year, you are familiar with the concepts that Levy has. Off the top of my head, I think that was ramen, barbecue, like a general pizza, sandwiches, stuff like that. And then I can't remember what the 4th one was right off, if anybody remembers. And then
we did pick them for price points too, so they'll all be about $10 to $12. We didn't pick the higher price ones.
Yeah, exactly. And then there will also be a bar with alcoholic and non-alcoholic drinks on the second floor. When you come down the elevators, escalators, or stairs, the food court is to the right and the bar is to the left. And then if they give us food trucks, they will be on the first floor outside the doors. I don't have any confirmation on food trucks yet, yay or nay. So that's where we are on food. In addition to that, I believe we have 2 confirmed vendors right now that will be selling some really awesome, like we've got Inebriated Baker, and they do cupcakes, alcoholic cupcakes. And then we have Fright Bites, who is actually one of our sponsoring vendors. Inebriated Baker, I think, is one of our, are they on our sponsoring vendor page?
I can't look right now. I think I'm not sure because I can't look at my page right now.
But either way, Inebriated Baker is awesome. They were with us last year. Fright Bites is awesome. They couldn't get a booth last year, but they actually, for anybody that was at our VIP party, and we had 3 cakes at the VIP party, and it looked like a marble slab with a brain on the top of it. I mean, like, it looks like a real brain or a heart or a liver. They make awesome stuff. And of course, if you were one of the lucky few who got to sign up for the spooky cookie decorating class, that is sold out, but that is also hosted by Fright Bites. So all kinds of places to get some little snacks and drinks and stuff like that.
Also, Adrian, at the events, if you go to one of the ones at Lex Live at the evenings, like trivia, karaoke, all that stuff, Lex Live, if you're not from here and you haven't been before, they serve food during those events after the con.
They do. One thing I will say, based on feedback from last year, we've got some people who are still waiting on their food orders because we like pack that place to the gills. So that is something to consider. Just like any other restaurant, any other business anywhere, if you walk in and there is not an empty chair in the house, you're going to wait a while for food.
I just hope Levy has some of those great Ripperina hamburgers that I got there a couple of years ago. Oh my God, that was the worst tasting meat. That was before the convention center was remodeled. It was like they were cleaning out the freezers that last year they were there.
I was going to say
that is good now.
Yeah, that wasn't even the people that do the food now. That was actually Hyatt catering.
But I just want to say that stuck in my mind and in my colon for a long time. Okay, everybody. Adrian and I will be back next Friday with another Q&A. So don't panic. If you didn't get your question or we missed it tonight, we will be back, the two of us, to do another Q&A next Friday, because that's what we do, is we answer the same questions over and over.
And it's Friday the 13th.
Is it? I hadn't even looked.
Yeah.
So
next Friday is Friday the 13th.
Is there anything else we need to point out?
We're going to go to that haunted house the day before. I'm going to post it tonight on the 12th. We're going to go see Wicked World for Scarefest fans.
Cool.
So
if you are in town or if you're local and you want to stop by Wicked World on October the 12th, we'll be having Scarefest night at Wicked World. You might see some of us there.
All right. So everybody, anything else before we let them go? Okay, everybody, we're going to call it a night. It's getting late. We will be back, like I said, next week. And then the convention is like the week after that. And
oh, God.
Just to remind everybody. See you next week.